So it's hard to know what to say, you know. But this is to the ruling class. And many of you will react as if you're not, or will get offended by being singled out. But basically, anybody who's educated is part of the ruling class. That's how democracy works. So as long as you're educated into consensus and agree with consensus, you're treated in a way that feels like you're free. If you don't, then everybody's been groomed to attack you. This is why there's no good guys. Every group, no matter how right they might be, because how right are they actually, but every group sets itself to destroy other groups because that's what they've learned to do. It has nothing to do with nature, but that's what they think nature is. That's what they think cultures are, because that's what happens when retards are educated. They apply what they're educated with as though it's fact and unquestioningly, because they have no way to verify anything. Most of our information is so outdated that it can't be checked, like vaccine shit and IQ, what republic is, what freedom is, what God is, you know, all the things that we're supposed to know as beings on this planet and humans on this planet. We don't even exist as humans. We exist as some kind of demonic monster. No matter how good you think you are or how good you try to act, it's a demonic monster acting nice and pretending to be nice. And there's pretty much no way to avoid it, because we're raised in hell, created by the lost. So the only way out is to know the truth and to adapt as well as we can to the truth and be allowed to have the time to adapt. But the cults that run everything, which we are all a part of, demand change immediately as soon as the truth is known, even if the truth is false, and tyrannically impose that truth onto everyone, usually with manufactured events to prove its necessity. So it's a bunch of whorehouse casino brothel crap. You know, it's a bunch of retards that think they're alphas, that think they know, that think they're smart, and they think they're educated. But they know so little, they have to constantly check with each other to verify information and to process information. They can't think like an individual at all. And these are people who claim to be against collectivism. So everybody is like this. We've all been raised like this. You know, I was an outcast since childhood, so it's like, and I was ignored. So I was able to be free in my mind, but it came at a price, and it's a pretty heavy price, because I don't like people being enslaved by their own slavery. You know, I don't, and it's, you know, in the beginning, I mean, it's too hard to summarize, but in the beginning, I, you know, believed that if there's reincarnation, I want to help create the world that I would be willing to come back to life in. And then when I found out God existed, I realized that that feeling is a big motivation for God's imposition of his will, because he feels that way a million times more, a billion times more. Every single being has his soul in it. We don't have souls. We don't have a consciousness that's an individual. Our consciousness comes from the creation of our vessel, and it's almost like an inverted mirror of the Creator's consciousness. So it feels individual, but we're supposed to also feel a connection to the Creator's consciousness through our own, because we're connected. But humans exist as broken slaves. As broken people, we don't know how to live without being subjugated, because broken people act like animals, because that's basically, I mean, it's not even like animals, like insane animals. Animals that have that haven't been socialized or lost their ability to socialize with the rest of nature, usually having been genocided by us in one way, shape, or form, because we always go after the adults that are supposed to teach the kids. And I'm talking about animals, so animals are a lot more wild than they're supposed to be. And each of them has the creator's consciousness in it. As long, yeah. So basically, everybody is writing their own doom as they always have. But I've changed things in a way that will help get things back to the way they're supposed to be. Everybody doesn't understand it or realize it, so they're using the same formulas as before. But when they're done, we'll be free, and the world will be free. They think that they're making it free and freeing the earth, but it's not happening the way they want it to. It looks very similar, but the opposite people are going to get removed just by chance and fate, So, the cards aren't shuffled the same way they always have been. They've been reshuffled. Different people are in different roles, but the same roles are being targeted by the methods that we use to solve problems. So the people who usually solve the problems by getting rid of relatively decent and innocent people, or at least people who deserve a chance to know the truth and fix themselves, it's actually going to be directed towards the people who are doing the targeting. So I can't really say how it's going to happen. It's going to happen exactly the way it would normally happen if the cards were shuffled as normal. So instead of the people that they think cause, or that everybody thinks causing the problems in society for all the horrors and Johns, are getting eliminated by these wars, like after 9/11, the exact opposite people are in the military now. And when they're sent off to be sacrificed, it's going to tip the balance back towards the Republic, towards God, towards the real earth. It's going to get rid of the corrupt that have turned everything upside down and have turned everyone against each other as a shield to hide their activities and their machinations of the human race towards their pockets and their pleasure and their hedonism and their godlessness, their false sense of superiority, so to speak. So it's what they accuse of everyone that they want destroyed. They accuse everyone they want destroyed of doing the things that they actually do. And a lot of you are part of it. You believe things that aren't true so that you can fit in and go along and not be sacrificed. But that's going to destroy everybody who does that in what they're creating, because they're trying to stop what I helped start with Trump, and it's going to destroy them. It's going to destroy a lot of people, but they can't win this one. They claim to want diplomacy, but they don't do diplomacy. They dictate their terms, and then they destroy you if you don't agree. So that's just how it is. I don't know what else to say. Needing to save people, because that's what God wants, is difficult when those people have taken everything from you and will continue to take everything from you and continue to micromanage your life and tell you what you are and what you should be doing and what you are able to do based on what they think they know. Because that's how everyone is. That's how everybody is. So unless people are allowed to take a step back. See, here's the thing. If people are allowed to take a step back and start figuring out what's going on, the crazy people who run everything are going to see that as the wrong people growing in numbers and it being more desperate that things need to be destroyed. Just look at The View. Listen to any Democrat or any classic case Republican that pretends to be a conservative, but the term conservative has absolutely no meaning whatsoever. It's like republic. Republic has absolutely no meaning in the United States. All we do is destroy republics. Republics seem lawless and chaotic, and a lot of things seem to be able to be happening. But that's because we have whores and Johns, tourists, judging what republics are doing. And instead of conversing with them, they knee-jerk react and go off to rescue the oppressed. And we are at the end of that. The most that they can possibly have on their side are on their side, and all of their planning, the things that they have to plan for the future to keep things looking normal, don't work like they used to. So they need to do a great reset, which is just another word for world war. They don't care about reality. That is their reality. It's a gigantic brothel casino, and you and I are part of it. And that's what we fight for. That's the freedom we fight for. We fight for the freedom of being cattle in a slaughterhouse because they let us have sex, as long as we do what we're told. And we go along with what everyone else who's having sex is doing and saying and thinking. Totally not like a cult. Totally not like a cult. Totally not like some kind of tyrannical dictatorship at all. No, of course not. It's definitely something else. Because if you don't think it's something else, then they'll destroy you. They'll hurt your family. They'll hurt your friends. They'll turn who they can against you, and who they can't turn against you, they'll take out of your life. They're the good guys. Yep, they're the ones who tell us what to do and what to think and what to say and how to use our technology and what technology gets used on everybody. Everybody sells out to these people. Everybody. Or else they're homeless or dead. So, because people hunt each other. When these people aren't invading Israel and murdering a bunch of people there, they're just randomly doing it to everybody everywhere. They do it to help make oppressive laws happen, terrorize people, make them afraid, make them pass laws that oppress themselves and each other. It's how whores deal with problems, is they get people so distracted with problems that they've created that they can't get in their way. So, and whores aren't just women. I mean, you could call them pirates, but it's the same thing. So, it's the sex traders, the slavers. Anyway, good luck, everybody. My Cash App is Epoch Ismet. My PayPal is epochismet@yahoo.com. God help everybody if I can't be annoying.